Hey everybody, Gene Daughtry with Dealers411.net. Let's talk a little bit more about compliance. Compliance is the hottest topic today in many businesses and can have a far-reaching effect on how you do your business. For a buy here, pay here dealer, you got double concern because you're not only a car dealership, you're also a finance company, and that has its own set of compliance rules. All that sounds a bit onerous, but really you just need to get a foundation of policies to cover the wishes of the CFPB and operate within those policies while keeping up regularly through the blogs, like LinkedIn, where there are several groups on all things regulation and industry magazines, either online or in print, that get out every word uttered by the Bureau that affects any aspect of your operation. But what do you need to do now? Separately, first I would Google red flags rule, and then another Google safeguards rule. Both of these rules are part of different acts that have been put in effect over the last several years that require that you take specific action in your business. Each rule requires that you have a compliance manager. This can be you or someone in your operation. It's not going to be a full-time job, but the regulators take their regulations seriously, and if you get reported or randomly audited, one of the first requests the auditor is going to make is they're going to want to meet your compliance officer and see this book. Your book should contain your specific red flags rule. Red flags are indicators of identity theft, and your book should contain a detailed list of the steps that your dealership takes to identify any possible identity questions. With just guidelines to follow from the regulators, you will mainly be checking customer identification and then comparing that to the OFAC list. Many of your CRMs or your software that you use to pull bureaus will provide you with the OFAC information and other identity verifications along with alerts when necessary. Your software should be providing you also with a risk-based pricing form and a privacy form to have signed. The other part of your compliance book will be your safeguards rules and deal in your operations method of controlling private information. You can Google examples of safeguard policies to use in creating your dealership's policy. Once you have determined your policy, items like files under lock and key, software that hides social security numbers, no third-party sharing of information, those kind of things will need to be on your list and mailed in a form each year describing your privacy policy to every person that's in your database. And along with that, you'll be having one signed each time you receive private information from your customers in the dealership. I have barely touched a compliance subject, but for sure you need to assign someone as your compliance manager. Research and establish these two policies and get these policy guidelines printed and physically in a book in your office. Every member of your team from the front of your building to the back should understand that you have these policies. They need to know what they are and they need to know why they're important. Each employee needs to be trained and sign an acknowledgement of training each year, which is to be kept in this compliance book. There is so much more to come, but if you need some help sooner, just look me up at Dealers411.net.